Jason, Sam, welcome. This is kind of the new dawn, the start of this new season. How are you both feeling? Are you feeling ready? Jason, I'll start with you.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's just like a new year and this big series and like maybe the start of this new era of the sport. And yeah, it's exciting. We're not used to starting the season racing, world championship caliber field. And I don't know if we're all going to be ready for that. I don't know if I'm going to be ready for that. I don't know. We'll find out. So it's going to be fun.
Are you feeling ready?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in a way it's the same as every season. Like that first race, it's always like whose abilities have really changed. Like where am I at? Where am I at relative to everyone else? And every year that's a bit of a question mark. And I think this year it's magnified because it's such a world caliber race, like right out of the gates, and that's going to make it pretty interesting.
Do you feel like there's more pressure on already for both of you, especially that it's here in the US? Sam?
To be honest, I actually feel less pressure. I feel like now that we're given so many opportunities to race all year, that it's kind of like you just show up and every race is normalized. Every race is an opportunity to showcase, and at the same time, like if you don't do well, then okay, you just move on to the next.
Mr. Cool here, Mr. Chill, he's a dad now. That's the new look Sam on this year. Jason, maybe slightly different. You're here, dressed the part as well. Sam's on the golf course. Are you ready? You want nervous?
I had a few pina coladas. That's why I'm chill,
He's getting told he's not like the glasses
Sorry,
on.
I'm just going to move your glasses.
He's not had his glasses on, and he's
Glasses.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Can't take this guy anywhere.
Better yet, I should just wear the glasses. Then I'm really Mr. Chill,
Mr. Chill, it's another race. Jason, this is a big deal. Starting.
I mean, like you said, at the end of the day, you got 8 chances to land 4 results. So you can screw up half the time, which is a lot, right? So, I mean, it's just another race. I mean, any big result that you can get is a big deal, and if you don't, then you got a lot more chances. So early in the year, you can't stress out too much.
In terms of fitness, Sam, you've had a race already. Feeling good that you've maybe got the advantage, you've had a chance.
I went down to PuCon.
Oh my God.
First week of January. Yeah.
Is that last year or this year?
No, that was like 2024. Yeah, I went down. Yeah, that was just I wanted to make sure that I was on track for this, and the signs were all in the right direction. And I mean, me and Jason, we've both been here the last 2 years. He won last year. I won the year before. The year I won, we had a full American podium sweep, and so I just think, a win. If I can't win, I want it to be a fellow American, and that'd be the best thing possible.
He's being pretty nice to you. If he can't win, maybe he's thinking that he wouldn't mind you winning.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the Americans are doing really well. Like, I think at one point last year we had 3 in the top 7 or something like that. So, I mean, we're doing really well, and it's just good to see. I think we're on the rise as a country, which is exciting.
Do you feel like one of the Americans, could win this early on in the season too?
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
He said he didn't mind if you were to win if he couldn't. Would you mind if he won?
If I don't win, I don't care who wins. I'm just mad that I didn't win. But yeah, you'd love to see it be, a fellow countryman or something, like somebody you know pretty well. And I mean, it's I don't know that any of us don't want a certain person to win or anything like that. I don't see a lot of that in the field. There's a lot of respect going around. So yeah.
I spoke about the fact that Sam's kind of had a little bit of a trial this year already, seeing what form he's at. You haven't. What fitness level do you think you're at?
I feel pretty good. I tend to race pretty well off longer training blocks, and going in the first race of the year, that's what you have. So yeah, we'll see, but it's always you never know. So but I feel good and hope to have a good one.
And you mentioned you've obviously both had success here as well at Homestead. What does it take to win at this circuit? Because it's a little bit different to what we've usually raced on the PTO before.
Yeah, I don't know if it takes anything.
Just swim, bike, and run really
So,
well.
Yeah, it's a hard course.
Yeah.
I think with the T100 tour being here, winning means something in the past, but obviously it's going to take more than what was required the past years to win here. Like, it's going to require a bigger result, a bigger performance, I think, to win.
Is home advantage a thing here?
It's always nice not to have to travel as much, not to have to deal with as many time zones, things like that. And you never know, like with each race, it's different, right? If we're going to Europe, they have a little advantage with that. But everybody's professionals. Everybody knows how to get over all that kind of stuff. And but yeah, it's nice that I didn't have to travel too far. And I actually have quite a few people coming to watch me race, family and stuff. So that's going to be really exciting.
How much does that help you? Because I remember actually last year we saw your wife quite a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, we heard her before we saw her quite a lot. She definitely seemed like she helped you. How much does that help you?
It's just great to have people around you that you love, right? Making you feel good, making you smile, just putting you in a good, positive headspace. And when you see those people out when you're out racing, it just puts a smile on your face, and that's always a good thing. And of course, like this, you get to see them over and over and over again, and it's just pretty cool.
Do they cheer for fellow Americans? Would they cheer for Sam if you were struggling? Is that how it works as well in the cheer squad for your family?
Yeah, I mean, we always want to see the good people do well and stuff like that. So. I mean, they'll be shouting for me, but they'll be cheering on a lot of people out there.
And obviously you've both spent the morning down at the circuit as well. Kind of what vibe did you get from the other competitors down there? What were the conditions like? Tell us a little bit about how it was out there.
Oh, I mean, the vibe is kind of similar. Like, it's, pretty chill until race morning, or even till that gun goes off. Like, sometimes it's almost too chill. I don't know. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's a little like, whoa, these are my homies, but then it's like, okay, these are definitely not my homies come Saturday. And yeah, the conditions, I mean, actually some rain, which was unusual, but hot, humid, windy, kind of the normal here.
Also as well, Jason, I wanted to say that you kind of said pre this event that the Miami course is where you belong. Why do you feel that is?
I just feel like it's a really difficult mental challenge, and I feel like that's one of my strengths is my mind. And I just feel like I do a really good job always continuing to push forward no matter what's going on. And I think this course is really challenging because you're never going to get a break. There's no downhills, there's no corners that you really can stop pedaling from, or it's really relentless. The heat's really difficult as well. So I just think it's a big challenge, and I just really love that kind of challenge and that kind of race. I really enjoy it, and hopefully it treats me well.
Is it more of a mental challenge than other kind of circuits that we're going to race on this season, do you think, Sam? The fact that it's in this bowl and there's nowhere to hide and everyone's watching.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this race is very, very hard. There's no kidding. This race is very, very hard, and we're adding like 20 or 30% more duration to this race than it is in the past. And I mean, every year it's like carnage out here. Like, people are blowing up left and right. And so I feel like this year, adding that extra duration, it's going to make things, because the intensity is going to be the same, only we're going to go 30% longer. Yeah. And I just wonder what that's going to bring.
In terms of the race day itself, obviously you're both here to believe that you can win. In terms of biggest threats, each other, but aside from each other, who else at the moment do you think is one of the biggest threats?
Gosh, everybody.
Yeah, that's the best answer. I also think, everybody, but I think as soon as you get too fixated on someone else, you're taking the focus away from yourself. And I just think it's not going to do you any good to focus too much on everyone else, especially since everyone else is so good that, like, you'd have to write 19 names on the list and then be fixated on 19 other things other than yourself. I think like everybody on the start list has had some incredible performances, and
it's almost like pretty open. I feel like you just don't know who's going to break out. And I think as we get through the season, there will be probably a few athletes starting to really solidify as like maybe this is the top tier for the year. But right now, it's like I don't even know who's going to be in the top 5 of this race.
Is it exciting though that we haven't got a previous winner in the race that you know someone new is going to stand on this top set?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
So the fact that we haven't got a previous PTO winner in the field this time.
Oh, we don't.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
You guys
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
look at the start list. Does that make it more like, okay, so no one's stood on the top set before. Obviously, you podiumed a couple of times last year, but the fact that maybe makes it more wide open.
But I think Gustav's the only one to have won 2 PTO races so far. So I think I'm correct in saying that, aren't I?
Probably.
Like, because he won Daytona and he won Edmonton. So, like, if you look at it, I don't think that changes anything because normally every time it's a different, like, it's pretty much a different winner at every PTO
But
race.
there's usually someone who's won it on the start line.
But then they normally don't win again, which almost means you should say, oh, if that person's won one in the past, you don't got to worry about them. That's how I think about it.
It's a curse. Nobody's cursed in this one.
So
No, hey, somebody's gonna.
No, it's a negative because you want the previous winners there because that means they won't win again.
They can't possibly win again because they're not here.
Yeah. No, somebody's gonna win their first one, you know, and that's awesome.
I guess as well, Jason, from your performances at the back end of last year, everyone was seeing you as this running machine. Are people still talking about that? Are you still thinking about that? And is that your biggest weapon?
Obviously, it's my biggest strength. I try not to look at too much of what people are saying or anybody else, what they're thinking or any of that.
What are they saying? Are they saying anything?
I don't know. I don't look at it. So I always try to just get off everything and just focus on what I need to do. And but you know, I may have a really strong run, but I haven't won a race yet because my swim and bike weren't good enough. So for me, it's just always trying to improve those areas that I need to. And I'm happy to run slower if, you know, I go faster elsewhere and that gets the job done. So it's not about running fast. It's about trying to swim, bike, and run fast together.
Do you look at that as well, Sam, and kind of go, okay, I know how strong Jason is in the run. How far ahead, heading into T2, do I need to be to kind of challenge him with the train, whatever we're calling Jason West, the train that he has become in the PTO run?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Jason, he passed me like a gazelle at Milwaukee, you know. He passed me like I was doing a 17-hour Ironman, which was a bit of an intense feeling since I was actually in 4th place or even 3rd place at the moment. But I don't necessarily say like I need X amount of time. I mean, I think it's impossible to predict like what that time would be. I just try and do the best I can and position myself the best I can, and then what happens on the run happens on the run. And I guess normally my mindset's even like focused forward on the run. I'm still feeling like I'm catching people and moving forward on the run. And Jason's really been the only guy who's passed me in the last few PTO races on the run. And so, I mean, it is what it is, and I just try and do better than that.
We've spoken a little bit about mindsets, whereas both like to stay in your own bubble, not focus on other people. Jason doesn't like to kind of read what people say. I guess I want to ask you how your mindset has changed. We were just talking off camera, 7 months ago now, your son was born just before Milwaukee. Has that changed you as a triathlete, and how maybe you now look at the year with a different perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely view things different now. Like, what's important to me is my family and coming home and really being able to look after them, to provide for them, and I just don't have the time for so much miscellaneous extra stuff, and I think that's been a great thing because it's gotten me to be more focused, and just when you pay attention to the things that are actually important in your life, then you live your life with more purpose, and then I think that leads to better performance, as opposed to if you're distracted and seeing all these things and giving attention to things that don't make you happy or don't make you perform fast, then of course that's going to bring you down at the end.
Are you excited to see how that translates to these races this year? From what you've
Yeah,
seen?
yeah,
It's exciting.
absolutely. I mean, I feel like, yeah, that focus even all week, I've noticed it here. Like I used to come to these races and be stressed out on my mind all week and, oh, there's so much to do. And I mean, you know, I'm wearing the shirt for a reason because I'm like, this week's been like a breeze. It's been relaxing now compared to what I'm used to. And so hopefully, yeah, that rest and relaxation leads to a higher performance on Saturday.
Mr. Chill, we're going to change now. Yo, Mr. Chill is here. I'm going to just do a quick fire. I'd like you both to pretend that each other weren't here. I'm going to ask Jason, can you describe, if I was saying, can you tell me about Sam Long?
I mean, they got to do this, huh? These are crazy questions.
Can you?
What do you want me to do?
Well, tell us about Sam Long if you were doing that.
Tell you about Sam?
As if I wasn't here.
As if he wasn't. I thought we were gonna like talk at the same time. Yeah, I mean, he's an incredible athlete. He's been a guy that I've had to chase for a number of years. You know, and he's I think evolving a lot who he is as an athlete. I've seen him change a lot as a person. Different things like that, and yeah, I mean, he's somebody I have a lot of respect for, and he's, you know, I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of battles over the years. I'm sure we're gonna have hopefully a good battle this weekend. But yeah, just somebody who I respect, and you know, I know is gonna bring it every time.
Always bring it. You both always bring it. Sam, same question, please.
Yeah, Jason has always put his head down and done the work, and I've been aware of him for a long time, and then last year, I guess he took the Triathlon World by storm. He didn't take me by storm because I had kind of seen it coming for a long time, and it's been great to see. Like, it's that run's always been there. I think what actually really changed was the biking ability to put himself in the race got stronger, and then you showcase that with the same run, and suddenly it's a very, very strong formula. And so, yeah, I think there's things to admire. Like, I've been the guy who's, you know, at times been considered like loud and boisterous, and Jason's been the guy who puts his head down and is quiet and gets the work done. And you know, now here we both are.
Great. Thank you very much, guys.